Yo, what is going on, guys? Got an absolutely hilarious video for you here today. As we all know, men are done with dating. A lot of guys are not interested in dating modern women. They are done with marriage and so on. But some women just refuse to accept that little fact, okay? So we're going to be kicking off today's episode with this woman right here, who seems to think that she and other women like her are just too pretty for men, right? Our egos are too big, and that's why we don't approach them. Or they're too intimidating, and this is why men are not interested in relationships with them. Guys, if I had $1 for every single time I have seen a clip like this where a woman says, I'm not getting approached because I'm too intimidating, I would have a lot of dollars. Let me tell you that. So let's jump right into this one. As always, guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. I'd be interested in hearing your opinion as to why so many of these quote-unquote pretty women are single. Let's jump in. Let's take a listen.
Here's my biggest unpopular opinion. The prettiest girls don't get guys. Let me explain. Have you ever wondered why the prettiest girls are always single? I think for women, there are different degrees of pretty. There's like cute pretty, and then there's drop dead gorgeous pretty, like Nicole Scherzinger. If you're in the...
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. And let me just answer your question right off the bat. A lot of these girls, they think that they're beautiful. They think that they're the most attractive person to walk the face of the earth, but they are quite literally not, especially when you take a look at their personalities. You ever wonder, guys, why a lot of women end up single and alone at 30, 35, and they have a family of cats, right? They had options along the way, but the thing is, if you're a woman and you get higher up in age and you have nothing, you have no personality, you have nothing to offer men outside of bedroom fun, then don't be surprised if men don't want relationships with you. Really quite simple. Let's continue.
Of pretty. There's like cute pretty, and then there's drop dead gorgeous pretty, like Nicole Scherzinger. If you're in the drop dead gorgeous category, chances are you're really intimidating to guys. They either think you must already have a boyfriend or that you wouldn't even look in their direction. And because they fear rejection, they wouldn't dare come and speak to you.
Yes, guys, the classic, right? So check this out. The reason why apparently the pretty women are single is because men are intimidated. Men are not intimidated, okay? Men are just done. They're not interested in the nonsense that so many modern women bring. A lot of them bring incredible amounts of entitlement. They have no characteristics that men are looking for in terms of a relationship. Like, guys, these are the types of people that dudes cannot sit down and have a conversation with without losing their marbles. Like, men will just, they would rather not talk to the women at all. This is why so many of these girls end up so confused, is because men will have bedroom fun with them, but then the men don't want relationships. And so women, they go out here and they call this a situationship. But the situation is that men don't want to date you. That's really what it comes down to. Specifically the men that they really want, obviously the top tier of men. These guys have absolutely zero reason to date these women. And also, I would say even the quote-unquote average men, a lot of them value their peace over talking to a lot of these modern women. Let's keep going.
Must already have a boyfriend or that you wouldn't even look in their direction. And because they fear rejection, they wouldn't dare come and speak to you. Guys love to flirt with women any chance they can get. But
I mean, this woman's just spouting nonsense at this point. Yeah, guys, men love to flirt with women all the time, any chance they get. Like, who is she speaking for here, men? I know a lot of guys, they would rather just go fishing, to be honest with you.
Only with women that they think that they can easily get. Don't get me wrong, really pretty girls do get approached by guys sometimes, but typically it's guys that are way below their league and like really ugly guys, because those guys don't have an ego. They don't really fear rejection because they get rejected all the time.
Yes, so the classic guys, she's so attractive, but you know what? She only gets approached by men who are below her league. Right? And this is the funny thing about modern women. They have all of this, oh, I'm in a high league type of talk, but they can't boil water, guys. Right? You ask these women to make pasta, right? Or try and make a meal. They just cannot do it. Right? I'm deserving of a ring and like a $200,000 wedding. Can I cook? Absolutely not. In fact, I am insulted that you even ask such a question. You know, it's completely ridiculous, man. Completely ridiculous.
really ugly guys, because those guys don't have an ego. They don't really fear rejection because they get rejected all the time.
Yeah, so the TLDR is this woman thinks, you know, she, assumedly, and along with a lot of other quote unquote beautiful and pretty women, you know, these women are only getting approached by ugly men who they're just out of these dudes' leagues. And you see, this is why dudes don't want to approach you in the first place, is because this level of entitlement is absolutely insane. Can you guys imagine if dudes made these same types of videos, by the way, and posted them on TikTok? The videos would, number one, they'd be banned instantly. They'd probably stay out for a little while before, you know, the reports started coming in enough for it to get banned. But make no mistake, they would be banned. And people would be laughing at that dude. They'd be like, humble yourself, you know? They'd tell the dude to shut the hell up. And rightfully so, because stuff like this is stupid. It's always the people who think that they're in a different league who are actually just in the lowest ones. And that's why people don't want relationships with you. Have you guys ever wondered, right? I'll ask the same question this woman asked at the start, right? Apparently, if you're so pretty, if you're so fantastic, if you're in such a high league, then why are you single? Right? This is like, guys, you're going out there. You're a car dealership, okay? You think that you are selling the best car model of all time. It is absolutely fantastic, but nobody is buying the car, right? And you as the car dealership, you're like, you know what? The reason why nobody's buying my product, they're just intimidated. Like, what in the hell is this kind of logic, guys?
Really fear rejection because they get rejected all the time. If you feel like guys never approach you, but you notice that they're always staring, you're way prettier than you think. Yeah, if you're a really pretty girl and you're wondering if you're ugly because you never get approached by guys, just know that it's because they're probably scared of you.
Yes, so there it is. Apparently, guys, the reason why pretty women, quote unquote pretty women, are not in relationships is because men are just intimidated. Now, again, if I had $1 for every single time I came across a video like that, I would have a lot of dollars. But, you know, we're going to keep up the lunacy here, guys, because I have another clip for you. And this one is from The Wall. Now, this channel has a lot of different stupid clips, and we're going to be getting into a couple today. So let's just keep going, and I'm going to lose some more brain cells. So let's take a listen. This is a woman who has been stuck in situationships, right? So she can't get a man. Let's take a listen to what she has to say.
As we were going to the car, he opened the door for me, and then I got in, and then he got in. I was like, oh, yeah, that's cute, but like, that's the bare minimum, though. The bare what?
So today
Right, so if you guys didn't catch this, basically what's happening here is women are out there, they're struggling to get relationships. Now, they might have a friend or two who are in relationships, and they're like, you know what? Anything a man does for you is the bare minimum. And so women absolutely love this phrase. By the way, I've noticed a lot of girls are gravitating towards this. A man needs to do the bare minimum. But really, the attractive dudes, the men that they're attracted to, don't have to do a damn thing. Let's continue. This woman right here, completely bonkers. You'll notice a theme here, guys. I don't know why men are not approaching women. Apparently, it's just because they're intimidating. This next one here, complete insanity. Take a listen.
got in a big fight with my boyfriend. Basically, if I died, but I had frozen my eggs, and then you like get remarried down the line, maybe 7 years, whatever, would you use your new wife as a surrogate for my baby? Like if I froze my eggs and you could have them, would you do that just to like have a little piece of me running around forever? I personally think that would be a great tribute. He thinks that would be creepy. So correct me if I'm wrong, but my boyfriend doesn't love me and I should break up with him? I don't know.
And see, this is exactly why, guys. This is the kind of nonsense that just makes dudes want to just leave and go fishing or take up some hobby and just ignore these women altogether. Because stuff like this is, you know, women think that they're making little jokes and haha, I'm being quirky and this scenario here, but a lot of them are actually quite serious when they say these scenarios. Number one. Number two, they're really damn annoying, and a lot of guys just simply don't have the patience for this, especially when dudes are older. Man, they just, like, dudes as they go into their 30s and their 40s and they hear this crap, they're just tired of it. You know, they don't want to hear it. They just want to be left the hell alone. The women oftentimes, what they fail to realize is that so many of these girls, like the first woman from the first clip, right? They think, oh, I'm so pretty, I'm so fantastic. But the dudes are over there, they're sitting like, wow. They're like, this woman is a complete headache. I don't care how pretty she is or how pretty she thinks she is. I'm just not interested because I don't want to lose my sanity. And a lot of these guys have been cheated on before. They have been treated terribly. And so they're just not interested in this kind of nonsense. Let's keep going.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Woman, quit that habit, whatever it is you're smoking, because it's clearly doing you harm. I honestly think that everyday women are either getting crazier or we're reaching a point where they're getting dumber by the day.
I think it's probably a combination of two, really. Like, a lot of women are just straight up becoming crazier, especially with social media, because all of this stuff is actively encouraged, by the way, right? If you look at the comments on these videos, typically it's nothing but support, telling them how fantastic they are. Now, point in case, guys, if you thought we were done there, oh, no, the video gets worse. This is a woman who, you know, whenever I hear about bad dating experiences from women, it's never even that bad. They just get offended. So this one here, story time. Would you be mad if somebody sent you $30 for lunch? Now, I don't know if a dude has ever in the history of mankind ever been sent $30 for lunch ever, such as the privilege of modern women. But hey, apparently she's pissed about it. Now, obviously that's a bit of a joke there, but you know, modern women, it's like you send them money and apparently they're the victim. So let's take a listen and let's see if this is actually the case here.
Y'all, please tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay, girl, what happened? What you didn't do?
So today, this dude wrote me on Instagram, and he was like, "Can I send you money? Let me send you money for lunch."
Okay, he's stepping up his game. That's a good first impression.
But I was like, okay. I wrote him back, and I was like, "Send it."
Okay, let's see if he about that life.
So he wrote me and was like, "Okay, what's your Cash App?" So I sent him the Cash App.
Did he send it? Because we want to know.
Yeah, I opened my Cash App, and this man sent me $30.
Hold up. You say that like something wrong with it. Girl, tell us the rest of the story because we need to know why you got this attitude.
I'm like, $30 is not even half a tank in my car. Like, what the fuck you thought I was going to go to Chick-fil-A?
He wasn't sending you gas money. He was sending you money for lunch. And you could have got 2 meals from Chick-fil-A. Upsize.
When I go and eat, I eat full course meals. Like, I order a appetizer,
Yeah, we know. Okay, I'm just going to pause it here because I'm getting a headache. So this woman here, who, you know, in her own words, eats a lot, which I'm not surprised, is mad because the dude only sent her $30. I'm assuming this is US dollars as well for lunch, right? She's mad because this apparently only fills up half a tank of gas for her. And this is her logic, guys. Again, imagine if these women lived just a week, just one singular week being treated like a dude. I would actually argue it really wouldn't take a week. It would take a day before they absolutely lose it, okay? But this woman is being sent free money simply for existing, and $30 for lunch. I mean, you know, like, you can definitely get a lunch for $30, no questions about it. But she's pissed about it, right? She's pissed about receiving money. Now, please, guys, tell me more about how dudes are not approaching you simply because you're intimidating. Apparently
that's the reason. An entree and a dessert and a drink. That can't even get me 2 drinks. Like,
girl, you sounding real ungrateful right now. And if it wasn't enough for all of that shit that you be eating on your lunch break, you could have added to it. That's $30 less that you have to pay. Stop being so goddamn ungrateful.
this man had the audacity to write me back and say, let me get to know you. Why the fuck do you think I'm gonna let you get to know me and you just send me $30 for lunch?
He sent you $30 to try to get to know you for lunch, but because it wasn't enough for the type of lunch you eat, you don't want to get to know him.
Just by the way, guys, I guarantee you she doesn't eat all of these, you know, fancy meals and get appetizers and crap for lunch. She's just saying this so that she can make herself look more valuable, right? She's just trying to portray that she's somebody else. You know, like, women do this crap all the time on social media. Oh, normally men spend thousands of dollars on me because I'm just so classy. It's like, no, they don't. Stop lying. No, you know what I'm saying? They don't. You don't eat appetizers. I guarantee you guys $30 for this woman to actually spend on lunch, jokes aside, you know, is probably a lot here. It's always the women. I guarantee you this woman is completely broke, by the way. And she's sitting here complaining about the dude not sending her more than $30. Insane, guys. Insane. And this is, again, right? If the dude was attractive, let me just say this right from the start. If the dude was attractive to her, he doesn't have to send her any money in the first place. You see what I'm saying? This is where dudes get so confused. They're like, oh, you know, women tell me they want me to be nice and give them free attention and validation and resources and crap like this, and then they'll like me. That's not how it works. The women like who they like, and the dudes who they're interested in don't need to give them anything. Have you ever noticed, guys, how so many women complain because, you know, of situationships and things like this, right? The dudes who they go out there and they hook up with are actively not giving them attention, not giving them resources, but apparently they're trying to convince you that you need to send them more than $30 for their lunch, even though you don't know them. It's stupid.
A man that's on Instagram that got all this designer on, reach out to you and ask you for your number for free. You're going to give him your number and you're going to get to know him.
I spent over that on myself. So it's like for someone to think they're going to send me, I get that this is not the account. Like he didn't have to send the $30, but it's like, no, like nigga, I'm not that type of, I'm not one of them.
You could have sent that money back if it was such an issue. Yes, you spend more money on yourself as you should. He don't know you. He didn't have to send $30. You know what I'm saying? He sent it as a gesture to try to get to know you, and you're ungrateful and trying to tear him apart.
Yeah, this guy's an idiot, by the way, for even sending her $30 in the first place.
Women like you make it bad for other women because guess what? When he find out that you sitting here talking bad about him, he not gonna send no other woman no money because he gonna feel like you gonna belittle him. It's not enough.
Oh no, guys, the women are most affected. Women, you know, dudes are not sending them money anymore, right? Guys, the genuine women who are trying to scam the money ethically, they're no longer getting their $30. I missed the part where this is men's problem, by the way, guys. You know, women most affected. Men not giving money to women anymore, and so we have these clips where they're sitting in their car crying about it. Completely insane, guys. You know, and this just goes to really show you from the first clip, right? Let's just think about this for a second. Why are the dudes not approaching and talking to modern women? I have absolutely no idea. So we have another clip here. You know, something about these clips, by the way, guys, before we continue, they don't ever run out. They are quite literally endless. A lot of people think that I'm joking or think that channels like mine or The Wall or whoever, like we're just nitpicking video clips. I kid you not, guys. Thousands of these clips are posted a day. You know, there is so much of this content all over the internet of just man bashing, complete nonsense about why men don't want to date them, you know, divorced women becoming dating coaches. I mean, it is endless, guys. It is really, really endless. So yeah, TikTok, a great application, really good for humanity. Let's continue on to the next one here. Why are all men trash? Let's take a listen.
Why are all men trash? I order this coffee, sit outside on a bench to wait. On the bench next to me, there's a pretty attractive guy my age. Suddenly, his 6-year-old dad appears, and the son goes inside, okay? The dad looks at me and goes, hi. Hi. Says something creepy like, you're the essence of Easter, okay?
Aww.
Son comes back out. They're talking a little bit. Dad continues to talk to me. Stop. As they're leaving, the dad looks at me and goes, bye.
Aww.
You are a dirty, dirty dog.
So let me go back here for a second, guys. It's like, why would the men approach you in the first place if this is your reaction? Let's see you approach a man and it not come across as creepy. And you already know this, despite the fact that I think she said that this dude was attractive looking, right? But again, I think if the dude was genuinely attractive looking to her, it doesn't really matter what the guy says. I mean, it really doesn't. The dudes who are highly attractive, they can say the most nonsensical crap and women will just think that it's funny. they'll blush and they'll giggle and it will be absolute comedy to them, even though it's not funny at all. You can tell the lamest joke of all time and they'll laugh because they're interested in you. Okay? So this woman, again, I would love to see these women actually try and approach men, because I guarantee you she would be genuinely creepy. You know what I'm saying? It's all very well and good to criticize men and things like this for trying, but don't be surprised when the men just end up not trying. You see, guys, like, this is exactly why dudes don't want to approach these women. I mean, you know, sometimes you might catch an allegation or something like that, which is obviously worse. But just the general rudeness and the feeling of superiority that these women have. I guarantee you this guy was not intending to be creepy. Okay, this dude was not out here trying to ruin her day and creep her out. She just doesn't like men, to be honest with you. And I don't think there's a reason for dudes to approach modern women anymore. I really don't. I think that the women who do want to get approached, this whole thing has been completely ruined by women like this. Let's keep going.
Bye. You are a dirty, dirty dog.
What's crazy is so many women that are hitting the wall have so much to say about how men approach them, but then if men are not approaching them, then that's also a problem. It's like, men need to court me, men need to lead, men need to make the first move, but when they do, then they're called pieces of shit. And
yeah, and this is exactly how it is these days. And you know what? I would say getting insulted is actually getting off lightly. There are some pretty extreme examples these days, guys, where men go out there, they put in the effort, and then they catch allegations. Or let's just say that everything works successfully and 100% to plan, and she liked you approaching her. One day you guys get married. Oops, all of a sudden she takes all of your assets. Like, what is the point, man? Like, genuinely, what is actually the point?
And this is a perfect example. Why is he a piece of shit? Because the way that you wanted him to approach you, the way you had it conjured up in your brain, because he didn't read your mind on how you wanted to be approached, now he's trash and all men are trash.
Just by the way, I don't think it really matters to a very large extent how the dude approached this particular woman. She was always going to view him negatively. You know, a lot of guys get caught up in their head, right? They're like, oh, maybe if I just say the perfect thing and learn how to do this and finesse and charisma and blah, blah, blah. And there's something to be said for being a charismatic person. You know, obviously someone who's pleasant to be around, someone who can actually have conversations and who's confident. There's something to be said for that. That's fantastic. I'm not trying to downplay these things. But at the end of the day, the women who are going to treat you like trash are just going to treat you like trash anyway, you know. And a lot of it really does come down to how attractive you absolutely are. You can be a fantastic wordsmith, you can be the most charismatic man of all time, but try being those things when you're shorter than her and she doesn't like the way that you look. She doesn't, she doesn't like how your face looks. Perhaps you're not the most genetically gifted individual in the facial region. She's still going to find it creepy most of the time, you know. So again, nothing against confidence, nothing against, learning to speak with people and being charismatic and being polite. I don't have anything against being polite. But the problem is a lot of these girls are just going to treat dudes like trash anyway. Point in case, the attractive men can say absolutely anything and it really doesn't matter. Guys, go and check out some Tinder experiment videos where dudes pretend to be absolute giga chads and they just say the most complete and utter nonsense, and women will just straight up hand over their phone number. So let's keep going.
Make that make sense. I'm just at a point where I don't even think that women understand what the fuck they want, because if men don't approach them, it's a problem. But then when they do, that's also a problem. And the solution is really that women should approach men if they're interested in them. But the reality is women are never going to do that because they cannot take rejection in the same way that men do.
Yeah, women's version of this, by the way, is just social media DMs. So they do this, but usually it's in the way where they risk the least possible rejection, so it'll just be through social media DMs, and they'll do this for the men that they find attractive.
Point blank period, because women think that they're entitled to all of this attention and they can't even fathom being rejected. But it just is so embarrassing for the good women left in the world that women come on the internet and say all men are trash simply because he said something that maybe you found creepy, but laugh it off. get to know him, maybe ask for his name or his number. You found him attractive. And again, where's your initiative? If you found him attractive, you could have easily flipped it and made it a really good conversation and gotten to know him. But instead, you decided to come on the internet and call all men trash. No.
Just by the way, I think that this woman was probably lying. I think that she was probably not super attracted to this guy. And she was just kind of saying that. And yeah, no wonder why she's single. She absolutely is. Absolutely. And this is why she will continue to be single for a very long period of time. I'm going to find it funny, and no dudes are actually going to give a damn. I think a lot of these women, they end up at older ages, man, and I joke about it all the time, but really they just end up with families of cats, you know? Like, I'm not a huge fan of cats, but these women, they better learn real fast to be fans of cats, because these felines are going to be their families in the future. Let's keep going here.
Because I'm being so serious right now. What is it like having a boyfriend? What do you do? Like, how does it happen? How do you get one? Like when, like at what, like after how many dates are you like, oh, I think we're dating? When, do you hang out every day? Do you hang out a few times a week? What do you talk about? My relationships with men have been so unsatisfactory, truly, and so I think not like normal.
Oh no, your relationships with men have been completely normal. I would say it's the average experience for most modern women. And what I mean by normal and what I mean by relationships is that you don't have them. This is the normal experience for modern women these days, guys. You know, they go out there, they reciprocate the attention that they get from the highly attractive men, but then they get really confused because there's never any relationship discussion. You know, the dude never brings up a conversation or asks her to be his girlfriend and things like this. So women just get so damn confused, guys. You know, they just but really what it is that the men just don't want relationships with them. That's really what it boils down to. If the men wanted relationships with you, then they would either accept it when you said, hey, you know, you have the relationship discussion, or they would offer up the relationship discussion themselves. But the thing is, men don't want relationships with you, you know, and yeah, you're dating, I guess. But again, this is why I make fun of the word dating. This is why I make fun of the word talking stage and things like this. These things shouldn't really exist. And the longer they go on, by the way, the more it screws over modern women. Guys, whenever I hear a woman say that she's been dating, it just means that she's been hooking up with random dudes. That's really what it means. And it's just worse the longer the time period goes on. You hear a woman say that she's been dating for a few months, oh, it's over, man. Like, you cannot make a relationship out of that. She's always going to be thinking about the previous dudes that she was hooking up with that she couldn't get a relationship out of during that time.
Not all, really. And so I think not like normal, not all men. My dad is wonderful. My brothers are wonderful. But romantically, we've been so strange that I feel like I see people with boyfriends and I'm just like, what? And it's not even that I want one. It's like the time will come when the time comes. It's just like such a mystery to me. I just don't get it.
Ah, yes. You know, guys, the time will come when the time comes. She will eventually find a boyfriend, guys. The boyfriend is right around the corner. If I had $1 for every single time I've seen one of these videos, guys, again, I would have quite an amount of dollars. And I always make fun of this by saying that your Prince Charming is just around the corner. But the thing is, he was probably around many previous corners, I guess, that you have turned. You just didn't want him. So let's wrap up with this clip here. Do these types of men even exist anymore? So what's the bet? This is a woman asking for a chivalrous man, when obviously she is not chivalrous. Excuse me, she's not traditional, as we can already see by the hand gestures coming in hot. Let's take a listen.
Where are the men that actually care about emotional connection?
Well, the first place that some women should look that are actually asking that question would be the friend zone. You know, that place that a lot of women put men that actually show them kindness, consideration, and understanding.
I've actually got to pause the video here, man. I have to, at a certain point, hold dudes accountable for this stuff. Men get to choose whether or not they are in the quote-unquote friend zone, right? Make your intentions known. If the woman is not interested, you guys are not friends. Very simple, very clear. Stop wasting your time. I think dudes have a habit of wasting their time. They have a habit of giving away their attention and validation for free to women who will just use them for these things. Friend zone is something that honestly men are doing to themselves these days, guys. There's no reason to give these women the attention and the validation. You know, if they're not romantically interested, fine, move on. Don't be friends with them. The same way that women complain about dudes only hooking up with them, I always say, hey, just stop hooking up with them and move on. Not a problem. But people just love to create their own problems, man. They really do.
Try looking there first.
Like, where are the men that actually want to build something with their person?
And the second place that some of these men will be found will be sitting quietly in their homes, enjoying the peace and tranquility that comes with being single.
And that it is, right? I would agree with that, man. That's a lot better of a location for men to be. Guys, don't put yourself in the friend zone. Don't try and be friends with women who you're romantically interested in. It's a complete waste of time. You know, just move on. Just it's better. Literally, guys, I would argue that it's oftentimes better to be single than to be with one of these modern women.
Like, where? Where are they?
One's not going to find them up there.
Because I don't understand. It's just like, that's long gone. Emotional, spiritual, and mental connection is completely fucking gone, apparently.
No, it's not. But a lot of women forget that part of actually finding that connection would involve listening to their partner, not just their partner having to listen to them.
And all they really care about is physical attraction and gaining physical attention. So
that might be in large part due to a lot of women only being focused on a man's finances.
Also, guys, a lot of these women are they're not offering anything in terms of a long-term relationship. You know, like, if women want more than physical connection with a man, perhaps they should offer more than those things. And perhaps they should stop giving these things to men who they are not in a relationship with. That would be a solid first move. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. I'm getting a little bit of a headache listening to this stupidity. As always, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.